Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown. I'm very excited to be with you here today on this beautiful morning on Motivational Monday. I hope you had a great weekend, whether you worked or played and worked. I hope it was a great weekend. My family and I were able to go and watch the Broncos and Cardinals game. It was really fun. I was exhausted, so we left a little bit early, and they scored 2 touchdowns at the end. It was quite the finale, but that we missed. But it was fun to go and fun to be a part of that and go with our friend Tosh and her son. And it was a great family experience. And then yesterday I was able to go to my stepson's house. We all went as a family, and every one of our children, Stacy's and mine, were there for a bit, and that was really fun. It was very fulfilling weekend. I hope you've done something fulfilling as well. The horse that I'm riding right now, this is Little Man. Little Man is a 5-year-old quarter horse that came to me for some refinement training. One of the things that an issue that came up with him that I didn't know about, or maybe he never even showed that when he was with his owner, is that when I would cinch him up and saddle him, cinch him up, and then start to lunge him, if I asked him to pick up a lope, and especially if I asked with a little bit of intensity, he would go to buck. And even this morning he did that just a little bit, but he's getting better at that. He's getting better at taking higher pressure and not overreacting to that. Remember, when you're working with your horses, so many people will work on trying not to spook their horse and trying not to upset their horse. And while there is a time and a place for that, there's also the need that everybody has and every horse has to be able to tolerate higher pressures, higher intensities. And so if you're working with your horse and you're not asking your horse to speed up with some intensity, then there's definitely some gaps in your horse's training, and you need to learn how to do that, because if your horse doesn't know how to speed up into a lope on the ground and in the saddle, eventually most horses are going to give you problems when they spook and they get fast. They're not going to know how to handle that situation, and they might just take off and bolt, or they might buck or something. So just remember that. And today for Motivational Monday, I've been reading a book. I just finished a book actually yesterday called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. If you haven't read that book before, read that book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. He explains it in very simple terms, and he explains how small little actions performed consistently every day can create tons of success. But you have to be persistent, consistent, and patient, and wait for that. Now, that wasn't exactly what I was going to talk about today, but for Motivational Monday, I just want to say that I was reading that book, and it's a great book to read. For Motivational Monday, I want to tell you about a quote that I read just this morning. I had written it down. I have success quotes that I write down in my journal, in my phone, in my notes of principles of success. And one of them, it has to do with your belief system and doing things no matter what you're feeling, including if you're fearful. And he said, this is Buck Brannaman. He said he's one of the greatest trainers of all time, in my opinion. In his book, The Faraway Horses, he said, people are so afraid to make a mistake that the biggest mistake they make is doing nothing. Let me say that again. People are so afraid of making a mistake that the biggest mistake they make is doing nothing. And I think we all fall into that trap often when we're just afraid of what people are going to think. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid there's so many things that fear ruins in our life. And if we don't take action, then our biggest mistake is that it's not taking action. If I take action and make a mistake, which I will and I do daily, whether it be training horses or people, I make mistakes, but those mistakes are made because I'm trying, because I'm taking action. And if I don't take any action, I don't make any mistakes, but I also don't learn, I don't grow, and I don't progress in my life. So if there's something you've been wanting to do in your life and you procrastinated that, take a small step today and start working on that thing. Don't make the biggest mistake of your life of not getting started, not taking action. Take some action today. Do something that will help start to propel you forward And it can be the littlest thing. It can be the smallest thing. Even my doing these videos every day is taking action, speaking, and taking the risk of saying things that don't make sense and saying things that people don't understand or don't like or disagree with. I'm taking action, moving forward, and I hope you'll do the same. Remember, don't be fearful and make the biggest mistake of your life by not taking action. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful start to a spectacular week. Until next time, be thankful, live with purpose, live with passion, and as always, stay safe in the saddle.